Hi, I'm contestant 30-0029-00033758. I'm doing the entrepreneurship contest. This is my paper, and then the works cited is right here. This slide really just reiterates what I already talked about. My business name I chose was Gars Outdoors and Recreation. Part one of the business plan called for an executive summary. In the executive summary, really just give an overview of what exactly the business is. It kind of catches people's attention. So for this part, really the main things about my business that I feel like people need to understand if they're going to be looking to do it or interested by it would be that it's really just aiming to get people outdoors, going to allow them to take responsibility for their life, their health, and really just understand what they enjoy to do more. It gives them an opportunity to try new things with lower risks because you're being guided through it. And then it's also a great way to get outside with friends, family, or teams. So this business is really strong because it can be used. It's both a product and a service, but it's good for both groups and individuals. Because if you're going individually, you can get taught on your own, and you can go with an instructor who you'd really get a personalized way of learning how to do activities. But on a group setting, you'd really just be able to go out there, have a fun time with some friends, and learn a new experience as a result of it. So the possible activities it would offer multiple different outdoor activities, and this would allow for people to try so many different options. And then it would also allow you to try them beforehand, and then from there you can make a purchase as to the equipment that you need to actually do it on your own, so you get to try it beforehand. The origin of this business is actually from a business class that I'm taking out of our high school. We were told to create our own business, and I found my interest in outdoors and helping others, so I decided that this fit that market perfectly. So the mission is to create a happier, healthier, and really just better future for the world where people are taking more responsibility for their health and they're doing better with it. And then also understanding that the environment needs our care and allowing people to be more environmentally conscious about it. The vision statement I chose for it was creating a better tomorrow through the world we live in, because it's really going to use the environment to allow people to be healthier, do better in life, and really just build up the environment while building ourselves up. In the short run, this business is going to start off as just a single shop. It's going to be very community oriented. It's going to be environmentally conscious, and it's going to try and really just help out anyone that it can. And in the long run, obviously, it's going to expand to other areas, but the goal would be to keep these core values very strong. The integrity of the business, like you would need to maintain these values, build up the community around you, and ultimately sustain the environment while doing it. So this is both a product and a service business. The services available would be rental equipment. You'd be able to rent out stuff such as trail bikes, cross-country skis, snowshoes, all that equipment. And then it would also be a service in the sense that you can pay for an excursion to go out and learn how to do certain activities. And then it's also a product business because you can buy the equipment needed to do it on your own. So this is a little chart that breaks down the organizational structure of the business. It is the owner and investors at the top. So they would have the ultimate say in the movement that the company would make. And then below them would be the store manager, and the store manager would obviously just handle the individual important but not monumental decisions that the stores would make. And then below that would be the excursion leaders who would take people out on trips, and the store employees. This is the marketing analysis slide, and on this one, I had to decide on a target customer. And through some market research I did, I reached out to someone I know named Cameron Mock. He's actually the regional manager for the Department of Employment and Economic Research. And he taught me a couple of good ways to analyze the market. So from this, I found that there are quite a amount of family units who also have some additional money that they would be willing to spend on extra experiences, making the Minnesota area a really promising area for this business. Along with the fact that it also has winter months, which would allow for seasonalized excursions. And this target customer, not only is it determined by the customer and what's available to them, but it would also be determined by the business's needs. So the business, if you'd be targeting a family unit as a target customer group, it would be essentially boosting the business by allowing for more customers to come in one group. So in order to start up this business, you'd need obviously some capital. This would come primarily from the owner having initial money to start it up, along with a loan from the bank. However, there is definitely an opportunity for investors to help out. These would be people that are interested in helping out this business to begin because they're family, friends, or someone else who just has common goals in mind. This is my works cited page. This is just to cover the organizational chart that I use for slide 6. The additional research I did was found on my PDF file. Thanks.
Okay. Question. What inspired you to start this business?
What inspired me would have to be just my desire to help people out. I like to teach people new ways to make themselves happier and healthier, better versions of themselves every single day. And one way to do that would be to give people the opportunity to get outside, because there's just so many benefits that accompany being outdoors.
Okay. How many hours do you anticipate working each week as the owner of this business?
Initially, I feel like it would be a lot greater of an amount, but as time goes on and more places would open up, the number would drop. I think a realistic number would be, at the beginning, probably a lot higher than 60, with just like the preparation for the building to get it actually open, along with starting day, there would be a lot more stuff to do. However, once stuff gets set up and squared away, I think that number would drop as a store employee would be hired on and whatnot.
What are your major fixed costs for this business?
So major fixed costs would be equipment, obviously. That would be an absolutely essential thing to have, as you're going to be requiring it to go out on excursions, along with the opportunity to sell it would also be another thing where you'd need to purchase equipment. The building would be essential to have to store the equipment, place for customers to come into and pay for their stuff. And then another fixed purchase would have to be the licensing process for creating the business. There's a certain amount of money depending on what type of business type you decide with. You'd have to pay a certain fee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's save it as